Okay, I'm probably going to start, so it's 12:30. My name is Reverend Dr. Louis Gates, and today I'm going to talk about seance, about prayers, what you should wear, frequency, different things on seance. A little bit of history. I've been in seances and attending seances almost my complete life. My mother used to say she used to carry me into the seance room in a bassinet. So I've been around seances and working with people doing seances, and there's little things you can do to increase the energy in a seance, or if you're doing it on your own. Now, a lot of people will probably get home. They'll get home today. If you tell them you're going to do a seance, they will say you stepped off the deep end of the bridge and you are not right. So you might have to do it on your own. You might have to try to do something on your own. So the first thing that you may be with the space that you create for your seance, to create your space for your seance. Back in the Victorian era, people would meet and have that connection to spirit. They would meet at a certain day, at a certain time, and they would continually meet at that time and the designated time that they appointed to speak to spirit. Then it has to deal with what clothes you were wearing. A lot of the time back in the day, the women wore white. There's two aspects of wearing white in a seance room. When the lights are out, you can still see the image of the individual sitting around the circle, so they can't get up and move around. Can't get up and move in the seance. So wearing white, from a spiritual color, we'll get majorly into the colors of what you should wear when you're working in a seance, what you should have in your life. So the one thing you should do in your life is protect the space. Whoever the presenter is, whoever the person is presenting the vibration, presenting the seance, has to protect the space. You don't have the people who walk in and they're the protectors of the space. You don't know where they come from. They could have come from up the street here at the bar and had a few drinks before they entered your room. So the question is you want to be able to protect the space. There are different prayers that you can say. I've got a couple that I've written down. We gather here now to join together for the purpose of development, to learn and communicate together in happy harmony, at peace, and help build spiritual portals between the worlds. We ask our guides and guardians in spirit to watch over this place, protect this space with the highest of energies around us. What you would do is you would say that prayer in the four corners of the space you're going to be doing it. You go clockwise into space, go to the first corner, say the prayer, say whatever prayer that fits the vibration for you. And you go through the space. Each of the corners, you protect it. And you set the space, you set the energy, the intention that you have with that space. I learned a little bit of this from my grandfather, who was actually Native American. And when we used to do circles, smudge the circle. My grandfather would go through the circle first, clockwise, saying prayers and smudging the inside of the circle. Once he got to the opening of the circle, he would step outside the circle. He would have already smudged himself. He then would smudge the people entering the circle. And once the people entered the circle, they were not allowed to leave the circle. So the circle then was protected. All you're doing here is the presenter is going to go ahead and protect the space with the intention that you have with the space. Open the circle, the participants, people in the space. So whether you're doing table tipping, trumpet, you're doing listening, or just sitting, people should sit in a circle. Shouldn't have them scattered all over the place. Circle works. Put them in a circle around the table, put them in a circle in a group, put them in a circle. What happens happens with the beginning of a seance is the medium is going to announce for spiritual arrival. Calls upon the spirits to show up. Calls for them. Highest and best. In any circle, whether you're doing it on your own or you're doing it on your own or you're doing it in public, you should ask personally for your highest and best. For your highest and best, not for mine. I already blessed the circle. I know where my highest and best is. You should ask for your highest and best. There was some strange little creature from the spirit world grab hold of it. No, you don't want that. I love when people say, oh, spirit grabbed me. Oh, God, I've used it. You know what spirit it is? Who's grabbing it? What happened? So, it's your intention of what you're looking for. Closing the session is always thanking the spirit for being here. When I do readings, if I do connection for spirit, I do anything with spirit, I thank spirit. I have a thing I say to myself, to thanking spirit for being there and working with me during the event. So every time I'll thank them. I always thank them for showing up, for being part of the vibration. And doing frequencies in seances. There are different frequencies to use for putting on a seance. And frequencies are, you can get them now. We used to have to fight for them. We used to have to kind of hunt for them. I'm from the old school. We didn't have computers. So rotary dial phones and no computers. So we had to go hunt for stuff and go look for it. But the 963 hertz frequency is the God frequency. Now, if you kind of do that, put it in a room before you walk in there, set the energy into space. You can record the frequency. You go on YouTube and collect the frequency. It's 963. It's a higher spiritual connection associated with the crown chakra and connecting with your higher self. So about a half hour, 45 minutes before you go into the room, play that frequency. Play that frequency that you raise the vibration of the space. If you're doing readings, you're doing something, kind of raise the energy of the space that you're in. It's the God frequency. So it brings it to a higher vibration, a higher energy within the energy field. 417 wipes out negativity. 417 hertz wipes out negativity in the space. So people have been in your personal space, and they have brought their negative little stuff with them, play from 417. It'll wipe out the negativity in the space. You can save a whole bunch of money on sage and sea salt, you know. Just play that frequency in the space and clear the energy. 852 hertz. I like that when I'm just sitting meditating. It awakens your intuition. It awakens it. Just by playing that frequency in your vibration. It's used to raise the vibration at a cellular level and opens up intuition, aiding the medium or participants in sensing spiritual presence. If you're having a seance, that would be a good one to play. Is you want to sense the power of spirit in the room. 7.83, often utilized in creating a grounding, a calming atmosphere that resonates the Earth's magnetic heartbeat. These are all different frequencies that you can find online. You can find them online and just listen to them. Headphones work really well when you're listening to them because you don't have any outside influence. I like putting on headphones and putting on a blindfold so nothing bothering me, no light, no nothing. I put them on. 111 is called the holy frequency. Brings a balance of energy, a higher energy within the space. Most of these frequencies are done right around the place. If you're going to go out and spend money on something to ground the space or to clear the space, the space in your whole home is a G-sharp tuning fork. Just by tapping the fork and touching it to the walls, it clears all the energy in the space. Just a G-sharp. Clears all of the energy within the vibrational space. So whatever that works for you, whether you do bells, you do sound, you pyramid sound, you do whatever you do in the space, make sure that you are comfortable with it. It has to be presented. Presenters should be comfortable. What do you can't have somebody bring some kind of crazy music into your space and you are trying to protect the space. Play the hertz, play the different frequencies before you enter the space. If you go to work, most of you still have to work, I think. There's only a few older ones. Most of you all have to work. Play something in your house and let it play in your house when you aren't there. Put it on. Let it play. Your house, your floor, your furniture, your walls, your ceiling will all take on that frequency that you're playing. So play whatever frequency you want in the house to bring whatever energy you want. Before you turn the frequency on, sit in your house and feel the energy. Turn it on, go on to work. Come back to the house, you go, ooh, I like it. It will change the energy in your space. It will change the energy in you too. Vibration with you. So by listening to it, by putting in your vibration, it will change the vibration within your body, in your cells. So do that. You have to realize that white essentially is for purity. Wearing white in a seance or having white on is a sign of purity, creating a safe, higher vibration for environment and for communication. So by wearing white, you allow yourself to be open to a higher connection to purity, a higher vibration by having white. Violet or purple offer use to enhance clairvoyance, psychic ability, connection to the higher realms, the crown chakra. So wearing purple, having purple in your being. Wear a purple shirt, have something purple in your room. I have a lot of friends of mine that will have scarves on their reading tables, but the scarves are purple. Brings the energy into the space before they even start. Blue is associated with calmness, protection, and clear communication with the spirit. I laugh at, I have a friend of mine, he wears a white hat, a purple shirt, and blue jeans. He does readings. He says he's got everything covered. Everything's covered, every color, he's got it all. But put whatever color you are radiating to in that vibration. And black is used for grounding, absorbing negative energy. So, if you have black in a room, that's why dealing with the unknown, it sends a thing of protection when you're dealing with the unknown by wearing black. Protects you. Protects your vibration. Gold and yellow is used to boost your energy and bring spiritual illumination. So if you wear a lot of gold, yellow, you're boosting your energy field just by having that in your auric field. You're boosting it just by doing that. In seances, what I mentioned was table tipping or table up. Sit people around the table, let you put your hands on the table. Spirit will vibrate through the table. People will feel the table move. They'll feel it vibrate. And it's just by lightly touching the table, spirit will communicate with you. Table tipping is a lot like pendulum. It's like having a pendulum or having a Ouija board. I'm not against Ouija boards. Just know where you bought it. Know where you got it from. Go to the garage sale. A bunch of kids have used it, and now you're taking it home. So whatever energy that board took on, you have now brought into your house. I don't care if it's a piece of furniture. I don't care what it is. If you brought brought it into your house, you gave it permission to come through the door once you drag it in the front door. Once you brought it in, that's why you should clear the energy before you bring something into the house. And you don't have to put it out in sunlight, do all these little special little things to it. What you should do with something that you bring into your house is make a loud noise over it. I usually like where you using a pot with a spoon. I will set it and I'll make a loud noise over top of the object. By doing that, I broke the energy of the object. I've broken the energy, I've broken the vibration of the energy. You can sage it, spirit. I can sage this whole room. People will be sitting over in the corner watching until the sage dissipates, and they'll be right back. They'll be right back. They just hide in the corners. So the question here is what works for you, what fits the vibration for you. Maybe you need to throw holy water, maybe that. Maybe that, maybe you get some holy water, left over from some kind of Catholic ritual. Well, use that. Use what you feel works for you, works for your vibration. Because remember, spiritualists are just a bunch of Reformed Catholics anyway. There's a bunch of Reformed Catholics. It's vibration. So the question with you is, table shift. If you're using a pendulum, I always explain this when I do my classes and doing a pendulum. Remember that on the end of the chain, there's usually on the pendulum, on the end of the chain, there is a bead or a rock. At the top of the chain, at the top of the pendulum. You do not hold the pendulum with your fingertips because it makes the pendulum move. Put the pendulum through your finger and hold it that way. The rock will sit up here and hold the pendulum, and you have no control over the pendulum. I watch these shows on YouTube and everything, and I watch people holding the pendulum with their fingertips. If you're in nursing, you had anything to do with nursing, you know that you have pulses in your fingertips. It's going to make it move. Are you holding it with your fingertips? So, loop it over your finger or hold it. Ask your yes no questions. Teach your pendulum what you would like it to do. I've taught my tipping table. Move for yes, don't for no. I've taught it. So, you teach your pendulum what is yes, what is no, what you believe it should say for you. You're teaching the pendulum to work for you. Or the table. And trumpets are usually in 3 pieces. If you take them in the seance room, you break those, you move them apart. The smallest part of the trumpet is what you start with. You don't start with the whole trumpet. You don't have enough strength yet to move it. Move with just the smaller piece of the trumpet. My mother got taught how to do that by Clifford Bias out of Chesterfield. He taught my mother how to do it. It is, you take the trumpet apart, use the smaller piece. Once you get that small piece to move, the spirit to build the voice box in the end of it, then move into the second piece of the trumpet. Get that to move. Then once you're really good at it, put the whole trumpet together and get that to move. But people don't understand, they do things with the trumpet. If they understand that when you're using a trumpet or you're trying to work with it on your own, get yourself a table that will actually put the trumpet at your stomach. Lay it flat. Have the small end away from you, the large end towards you. And sit in front of it. No sense in having the large end away from you, the spirit's going to talk through it, and that's where the voice is going to come out of. Might not hear it. But if you point the large end towards you, you'll be able to hear the voice. You'll be able to hear it. You want to be able to hear it, especially if the spirit's talking to you. But the seance room should be kept as clear as you need it to be. Don't pile we have stones out here today. Don't pile every stone in the universe in your seance room. Don't make it look like a garage sale from, I know some of you here are probably collectors. Probably have a lot of stuff. It doesn't all have to be in your seance room. It doesn't all have to be there. So don't put the trumpet out, put a phone out for spirit to talk through, put some rocks out, put this out, and scatter the whole energy out of space. make your intention of what you would like Spirit to do. If it's table tipping, that's all that should be in the room. What should be for the table tipping? If it's trumpet, that's what should be in the room. Whatever's supposed to be in the room, that is what you're going to be using. That's what your intention. Because the group actually fits the intention. The group sets the intention. That's why the group would meet for 8 weeks. The group would meet for 8 weeks. Nobody would be allowed in a group for 8 weeks. After an 8-week period, if somebody wanted to get in the group, then the group and the presenter would decide if they would be allowed into the group. The group would decide after that. But at the beginning of the thing, it is the presenter deciding who enters the group. But have your space. Set the music. Set all of the stuff going. If you aren't going to do spiritual, you say, well, I'm not going to do that. God knows what I'm going to try. But I always tell people, don't be praying after the effect. Before you start any kind of spiritual work, set your intention. Don't tell yourself subconsciously, oh, I better smudge today. I want to get something. I want to find something. You might just find something over there. Not every spirit in the spirit world is nice and comfortable to be with. You might attract something if you allow yourself to move in that direction. I've been doing this work a long time. I do not protect myself. I ask my highest and best and nothing else. Where I put my intention, so my intention stays, and it doesn't waver from there. My highest and best. I'm not going to go meet somebody on the spirit side of life because we're over there. You have to get past my guides. You have to get past my protectors. You have to get past people that are associated with me. Each one of you have guides that protect you. In a seance room, in a spiritual working, you have people that protect you. So when you make that intention known that you're going to go into a space, protectors will sit next to you. When you sit around doing table tipping, your hands could be on the table. There is somebody else's hands on top of yours. I just did a very large event here not too long ago of coffee ground readings. Everybody sat with their little cup, sat around the tables, and I did the readings in coffee grounds. None were the same to what the person's intention was. My mother used to do tea leaf readings, creamer readings, coffee ground readings. Creamer readings are very easy to do because I allow you to get the tea, drink your tea a little bit, enjoy the tea, have fun. But the cups are glass, and I allow you to pour as much creamer into the glass as you would want to pour into it. Then you want the symbols that appear in the tea. Symbols will appear. Symbols will appear. So anything you do spiritual is what you have a connection to. I was just taught all this stuff when I was a kid. How to do tea leaf readings, how to do coffee ground readings, how to do creamer readings, how to do all types of smoke readings, all kinds of stuff. I learned how to do a lot of it from people in my family tree. I don't use it all the time because I don't use it all the time, but when I do events, I do stuff. But the question with you is find what radiates to you that gives you good information, whether it's a pendulum, maybe you get like coffee in the morning. Most of you drink coffee in the morning. You have your creamer, pour some creamer in, and see what the creamer does as it swirls around the tea or the coffee. What kind of symbols appear? What is my information I need for the day? See what shows up? What shows up in the vibration? Because it is the colors, the vibration, the space, the whole energy field that you're placing yourself into. It's the intention that you have with your guides. What kind of intention have you placed into it for you? That's it. What is your intention? You want to learn something from Spirit? Want to visit a loved one? wants your lost pet to come through. Want them to wander into the building. What are you looking for? Oh, I just hope anybody in the spirit comes talks to me. I don't think so. No. That opens the doorway too much for them in the spirit world. No. I had a client the other day that I thought was kind of cute. She went up to Massachusetts and she laid on a mass murderer's grave. She's going to conjure his spirit up into her body. Then she comes to my office and wants to know if she got something. Oh, yeah, you think so? Go ahead, lay over there. Go ahead. I'm not going in there. It's where your thoughts are, where your vibration is when you start this work. You're looking for your highest and best in spirit to work with you and help you and encourage you. That is what you will receive. If you're looking for God knows what, that's what you will receive. So the intention of what you're looking for. Spirit will not let anybody near you with the intention that you place out to the spirit world. They will bring those people into your vibration to help you. But play the frequencies of your life. Play these frequencies. I'll put the book back there when I get done here. I'll put the book. You can take a picture of the frequencies and stuff that I have here. You can take a picture of it. If you didn't remember all the frequencies, I'll just take a picture of the stuff. That way you can have the frequency and go on YouTube and go, whoo, there's the frequency. That's what I want. That's what I need to play in my house. And play it in your house. Then people that are negative and a couple eggs short of a dozen might not stay in your house. Get a little peace and quiet. A little peace and quiet, you know. Sometimes we need a little peace and quiet. Scare them a little bit. Play some music, play some stuff, give them a shake a little bit. But if we allow people to adjust the energy in our lives, we never personally get to adjust the energy in our own life. So adjust your energy, adjust your vibration. Play what you need to do in your life. And you can adjust the energy that you're at, and you will only attract your highest and best. Whatever you do, you will only attract your highest and best. Sure, you might lose some people along the way, but somebody else will stop and pick them up. Don't have to worry about it. Somebody else needs your energy. You might not need it anymore. So don't get upset if somebody leaves your vibration and goes off somewhere else. Wish them well.